Hi, family. You are welcome today to the NO show, and today is a marvelous day. And I'm happy today because I'm coming to be talking to my friend for almost a year.
Yeah.
July is exactly 1 year.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
July is exactly one. You remember?
Yeah, true. We tried to do the process early.
Yeah.
So I contacted you early. Yeah.
July was exactly 1 year, 11th of July.
Okay.
Yeah.
So are we going to have an anniversary party?
So I am so happy. So happy to have her here. She's a German born. She's a German by nationality, by birth. She was born in a German city called Siegen.
Yes.
Siegen. It's somewhere in the Frankfurt area or something.
Well, it's not too far. It's more like Frankfurt area. No, it's still not Rhine-Westphalia.
Okay.
But yeah.
Okay.
There's not a lot of big cities around except for the next big city is Cologne.
Okay. Great. So you are welcome. And we are continuing. And we're talking to my friend Frauke. Frauke, you're welcome to the NO show.
Thank you.
NO show, our project and our belief is that everyone becomes of a great success in this life. And to inspire people, to educate the general public, and to also to help ourselves in the diaspora to do well.
Okay.
So we want to get to know you. I said that you were born in Siegen.
Yes.
So from childbirth, how was life in Siegen like?
Honestly, I was very small, so I don't remember a lot because we didn't also live there too long.
Okay.
Because my parents decided to move into a community house.
Okay.
So
which one is a community house? For our viewers who
it's
don't
a
know.
shared house where we used to live with other families and single people, and we shared a kitchen, and we always cooked together.
Okay.
Like life was shared, you know, like we would have our separate rooms.
Yeah.
But
I see that.
Cooking and living room was all shared. And our big garden. So we moved there shortly before I started going to school.
Okay.
So I grew up in Ham, actually.
Okay, Ham. So what are the schools you started going?
Come again?
What are the schools you started with? Like your kindergarten?
Yeah, I went to one kindergarten in Siegen, then I went to another one in Mal where we lived for only 1 year.
Okay.
Because my dad is a teacher and he had to do his practical year.
Okay.
So for that short time we lived in Mal, which is a little bit closer to Ham.
Okay.
I went to kindergarten for 1 year there. And then when we moved to Ham, that's when I started to go to primary school.
At that time, there was nothing like Realschule or something.
There was, but primary school is where everybody is still together.
Okay.
And
is it the Grundschule?
Grundschule, yes.
Okay.
And then after that, I changed to gymnasium.
Okay. All right. Okay, so you were in a Grundschule for your primary education,
Yes.
like as we say in general. Then from there to which school?
Gymnasium.
Hey.
Both of my parents are teachers, so what are you expecting?
Gymnasium means an intelligent class of schools. I mean, those who are academically A or ones, they are the ones who are those who normally get from 85 to 100 or 90 to 100. They are normally the ones in the gymnasium. So she's an intelligent. In Ghana, we call it shark brain.
Yeah, but also in Germany, it is highly affected by your family, you know.
Okay.
Like there are studies that show that white and academic parents, their kids have a very high chance of going there.
Okay.
Meanwhile, other kids, even though they perform the same in Grundschule, they don't get a recommendation for a gymnasium. So it's not only because of my shark brain, but also because of my privilege that I went there.
Okay. Well, that's great. So as a youth growing up in Germany, how was life as a youth? Because you have gone to the gymnasium, you are now a teenager. So how was life as a teenager? Because I know that Jali, here the teenagers, they really enjoy
Yeah.
parties from one city to the other city. So can you share with us your teenage life and the things you have?
Well, I was never too much into partying.
I know that.
How do you know that?
I know.
This has come a little bit later in my adult life.
Okay.
But I was having a very strong friend group. We were 4 girls.
Okay.
And we were very tight. Like we did everything together. And my best friend, she's still my best friend today.
Okay.
And we are still very close.
Do I know her?
I don't know. I don't think so.
No,
Anna, she has curly hair.
No.
No, I don't think you know her.
Yeah.
So
you've told me about her, but I've not met her.
Yeah. So I was like involved in a lot of hobbies.
Okay.
I had the privilege of my parents financing me a lot of hobbies. I played different instruments. I was singing in the choir.
Oh, really?
I was doing yoga with my parents.
Wow.
And later we also all joined a band together.
Okay.
And so I was always busy. I was like,
you had a very busy
from
life.
School, I was already having like a calendar, where I like, if somebody wanted to see me, they had to make like an appointment with me, pretty much. Like totally German, They have to make an appointment to see somebody. Yeah,
it's true.
But I really enjoyed it because my parents, they gave me a lot of freedom. They trusted me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I also went to America for 1 year abroad, which was a big opportunity for me. And I remember being I mean, there were tough times as a teenager. You always have tough times, but I also remember being really happy.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And your family, I know of your brother. Mm-hmm. Do you have any other sibling apart from your brother? No. So you are the eldest and your brother is your younger. Okay. So your brother is, the last time I met your brother, he is a musician. He sings. Yeah. Like my whole family is very musical. Her brother is a very good singer. He can sing. I've been there for him to sing before, and he's a great singer. And we are hoping and waiting patiently that one day we'll have him on the NO show. As we get bigger and bigger, there are also bigger opportunities for us. And very soon we'll be speaking to the brother as well. So now you went to America you were in America for about a year. Yes. So you have gone to a different environment, all that I was a crazy environment, and almost everybody there is crazy.
Well, I have to say, I went to Oklahoma, which is like the South Bible Belt, and I was in a very little village. Okay. So the craziness for me was more like the country life, you know, and all of that hillbilly kind of thing. Which was like a very good opportunity. I still call the family I lived with my family. I started to call them also mom and dad. Okay. So I was really lucky to have a very warm, welcoming family. Yeah.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah. That's great. Okay, so stay glued to your seats. We are right back after this commercial break. Hi people, so as we continue, we want to ask our dear sister, what are some of the challenges you went through as a young person growing up? Because in Africa, there is kind of perception that you people, you don't go through challenges, you're not poor people, you don't have any painful life, or that sweet life throughout. People don't know that it's a different thing altogether. So what are some of the challenges that you went through growing up? As a young person from the gymnasium, you had to go to America and all that. So what are some of the challenges you went through?
I guess one challenge was, let's start with when I came back from America. This group I have been talking about of 4 friends, we were kind of not that close anymore because me and my best friend, we both went to America. Okay. And when she came back, she decided to switch schools. Okay. And so this group kind of fell apart. So I had to regroup my friendships, try to see where I can fit in, and like before we were always like, they're the cool people, and we were not really like amongst the cool people, but we were also like totally okay with it because we had each other, and we were also kind of like identifying ourselves as we are like purposely distancing ourselves from the cool people, because in reality we are the cool people, these kind of things that you have as teenagers, and then when I came back, I had to find a new way, and I got into a relationship with another boy in school, and so this was just really close, because we went to the same school and we saw each other after school. So we kind of like formed a friendship, found some friends together, and this was just change. And then it's those normal struggles of when you realize that you cannot be a kid anymore, and there's like I remember like maybe I was in 7th grade. Then girls, they start to like shave their legs and start to act like women and try to fit in all those societal standards, and I wasn't brought up like this at all. Like my parents,
you don't have any of those lifestyles.
My parents, they're not like this at all, and so this was kind of like I remember going through a hard phase then. Of like trying to see where I want to fit in, because you want to fit in with the crowd, you don't want to be the weird kid, but at the same time you don't want to like change yourself, do things that so this was a hard time, for example.
That's great. So how did you overcome it? Did you overcome it by taking a decision that I'm still not going to remove that what I see?
I remember like anytime I felt like bullied, there was also a time actually when there was one girl in our class, this was the time when everybody started to have websites, their personal websites. So she created a website and she made like a list of all the classmates, and she put like her opinion on them, and her opinion on me was not very nice. So that was also a hard time, and all of those times when I felt like I don't fit in, I don't belong, I usually decided, okay, screw all of you, I'm just going to do me, I'm just going to,
be yourself,
strive in my hobbies, and I'm going to be better than you, kind of like this kind of thinking. So I think it was because of the support of my parents that there I always felt accepted, and because of the support of my close friends, because I was never alone,
So now you have come back from Uganda, you're back to Germany, living your life and all that. So anyway, which are some of the German cities you've lived in? You've actually lived in? You've lived in Hamm, you've lived in Siegen, actually where you were born. You are now in Dortmund. Have you lived in any other city?
I've lived in Bochum, because this is where I went to college.
Okay, Bochum.
University.
And where else again?
That's it.
So which of them do you love the most? Dortmund?
Actually, when I was living in Bochum, my boyfriend at that time was living in Dortmund, and that time I was always feeling like Dortmund is the cooler city. But now I've lived actually in Bochum twice. And I lived with 2 amazing women together in a shared apartment, and we had a great time in Bochum. And now that I'm back to Dortmund, I do miss Bochum sometimes, because it's a little bit smaller, a little bit more cozy, like people know each other, but it's still like not a small city, But I like both cities.
So now, cutting into it, you met a Ghanaian?
Yes.
How did you meet him?
Through a party in Berlin.
Party in Berlin?
Yes.
So you travel from here to Berlin?
My best friend used to live in Berlin. And when I visited her, we went to dance, and that's where I met her.
Wow. And it's been a beautiful journey. I mean, they are actually the best of friends. I mean, normally you see a husband and a wife, and you may think that someone is a husband, someone is a wife, but this is what they are, best of friends. They do everything together, and they are a marvelous couple to see. I mean, they have a lot of experience that I'm sure very soon you turn into marriage counselors. You'll be counseling people on how to live a successful marriage. I mean, she's actually counseled me a lot of times. She's spoken to me a lot of times and all that. So you met my brother from Ghana, and it's been a successful journey. So now, I mean, you've met my brother from Ghana. It's been a wonderful journey. So when was your first time you went to Ghana? Do you remember the year?
That was 2017.
2017.
Yes.
Was it after you guys met?
Yes.
That you went to? And your first time in Ghana, how was it? Can you take us through the journey from here to the airport in Ghana? Maybe you continue somewhere else and all that.
I actually went alone.
Okay.
Because my husband couldn't go.
Okay.
So my goal was to go and meet his family.
Okay.
To before we get married.
Okay.
So I actually know where he comes from. And yeah, I went on the plane, and I like flying because when you're in the airport, you always feel so important, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when I arrived, his cousin picked me up, and he was already so welcoming. He took me already as a family,
Yeah.
That was very great experience. And then I actually went with two friends.
Okay.
One, she is German born, but her parents are both Ghanaian.
Okay.
And another friend of her. And the first 2 weeks we traveled around together a little bit. We also went to see my parents-in-law together.
Okay.
And then we went to the north, to Tamale, and to go to the national park there, and to see the mosque.
Okay.
I just forgot the name. Larabanga.
Yeah, Larabanga.
And then I went to my in-law family again. I wanted to stay for 2 weeks.
Okay.
And yeah, I was just there every day in the market with them, with my sister-in-law.
You saw a different type of a market.
Yes, but I already knew the markets in Ghana, they are already
similar to the markets.
More developed than the ones in Uganda.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, I was shy a little bit. And I was also I felt sick, and so I actually left Ghana early.
Okay.
So it was kind of very nice to see everything, and at the same time I couldn't enjoy the way I actually wanted to because I was just not that well.
Yeah.
We went to the coast, and I didn't even go to the beach because I was just in bed sick the whole time. So it was ups and downs.
Okay.
But the way, when I saw his family, and I saw especially the way his mom and his sister, they were so connected, and I get to meet his grandma, which is the name giver for our daughter, and a very important person for my husband.
Okay.
So that was a great honor because she passed away shortly after. Yeah, so I would do it again even with the sickness.
So now you've come back to Germany. You've told your parents that you're going to marry a Ghanaian. How did they take it?
Well, the first thing I told them actually is that I was pregnant. So I think it was a little bit hard for my dad, but my parents also had me very early.
Okay.
So they couldn't really talk.
Okay. Okay.
And they know that I'm very independent. And they took it very well. They didn't say anything, they didn't complain. Maybe they talked, but they didn't project anything onto me. We even stayed with them for a few weeks before we found a place. So, yeah. It's not always easy to manage the cultural differences.
Yeah.
But, everybody's trying very good, and I'm very proud actually.
Yeah. And I'm proud of you too. I'm really proud of you. So you are one person who actually has the drive and the passion for humanity, because I've seen you a couple of times fighting for the justice for humanity, both here and abroad. And I would like to know what drives you to have that passion. To help people. Passion. Surprisingly, this lady isn't here. You have no idea. You can come and meet a lot of black people in her house, and you know what she's doing? She's cooking for them. She is preparing rice ball and granule soup. So what are some of the African foods you can prepare? Rice ball and granule soup? Banku?
No, I've never made banku. I can do
yam?
Tilapia. And, what's it called? This couscous thing.
Yeah, couscous.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, boiling yam is not hard. It's doing the stew that is the hard part, right?
And she does that, and she has a strong passion for humanity. And we want to understand where the drive is coming from. Where is this drive of having that passion for humanity coming from?
I don't know. I think what makes it easy for me is growing up in a community house where different people used to live with us. So I'm used to, seeing different people and their habits and accepting them as they are and being close to them, and just being open. And I don't really see it as helping somebody. It's more like, if I can be open to meet anybody, it's like an advantage for myself, Like if my spirit is free
around that person,
then I can meet, and to me it's a lot about self-love, Like I want everybody to love themselves the way they are, and if I love myself the way I am, then we can meet without having to pretend, and that is just like such a beautiful connection, you know. But I think this is a very long way to go, because when you meet somebody on the street, to really see them is hard, I think.
So if you are given the opportunity to change the world, what would be that one thing that you want to change about the world? Or you're given an opportunity to change the life of humanity?
Yeah, probably for everybody to stop judging themselves. I think if you stop judging yourself, you also stop judging others.
Very true. Very true. So if you stop judging yourself, you will stop judging others. Some of us, we easily underestimate ourselves. We easily look down on ourselves. We easily think that our failure yesterday will bring another failure today. Or even think that the slight thing that we do, it will not work, so let me just stop. You need to be motivated. You need to encourage yourself in order to be able to encourage somebody else, for the person to do well. I for one person, I'm so proud of having her as my friend. I mean, she's a motivator, encourager. It's not like, there are some people, they speak a word and they don't do the action. But she will speak a word and she will find the solutions for the word that she has said to you. So I am so proud to have you on the NO show. I mean, it's just been a wonderful time having you here. But we're going to talk about your project, the project you are doing now. And we want to understand the whole concept of the project, so that our viewers who are a part of the project can get involved for the project to be of a great success. So can you talk to us about your project that you are doing now?
Yes, thank you for that opportunity. I'm working with the anti-bias approach.
Okay.
Bias means like leaning towards something, or you can also say prejudice. And the anti stands for getting aware of it. And like the whole approach is looking at the world we live in has a lot of like injustices and inequalities between humanities. And we all have biases the way we brought up, because to reduce the complexity of the world, we think in stereotypes. And we as humans, we will judge everything. And the stereotype together with a judgment is a prejudice. So we all have prejudices, which is normal. So as I was saying, we all have biases. And our bias compared with power that we have over some other groups, will lead to discrimination.
Okay.
And there's no power-free room, and there's no person without a bias.
Yeah.
So there's discrimination on different levels everywhere.
Okay.
And my project is going to different work groups, and we are working with different. I don't really know how to translate that word.
Different organizations?
No, we are working with different
societies?
Methods.
Okay. Strategies.
Yes.
Methods, strategies.
Yes, for them to get to know their own biases.
Okay.
So they can act accordingly, to try to prevent discrimination.
So you are creating awareness on a biased society.
Yes.
And how to discriminate against injustice in our society.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So, what's the target of this project? What's the human target? Is it for women? Is it for men? Or is it for general?
It's for right now. It's for any work where people who work with children or even work with people. In this, I'm a social worker, so in this kind of field.
Yeah.
And the vision is to make it large, but we have to see where it will go. And we are focusing on kindergartens right now. For two reasons. Because in kindergarten, children are already experiencing discrimination.
Yeah.
One reason, and the second reason is that if we start with this, if you want to get a societal change, you have to start with the small, right?
Yeah, it's true.
So if small children are already educated on biases, they can grow up to be more aware of them,
Okay. So do you also solve a situation where someone feels discriminated and wants an institution to help him or her?
No, that's not. No.
Okay. All right. So it's just an educative program aimed at creating awareness for people to know their biased standard and how not to discriminate people with their biased situation and all of that. And it's a good project, and we have to all get involved. Do you have a website that people can?
Yes.
Yeah. So can you give your informations, your websites, and your address and all of that? I'm sure we'll actually show it on the screen, but we wanted to say it also.
Okay. I'm working with Frauenzentrum Dortmund 1980 e.V. And I think the website is long for me to say.
Yeah, we'll actually put it on the screen.
Yes, you can reach me 01275 587022.
Yeah, so we'll add the number as well on the screen.
And I have an email address too. So
okay, so add the number, the email address on the screen, so you can feel free to contact her to be a part of this project. I'm sure she will be very happy to have this project done back in Ghana. I mean, no matter where she finds herself, she wants to create an impact, and that's what NO Show is all about. And we want you to look into the camera and greet your family. You greet your family here. You greet your family in Ghana, in Kumasi. Yeah. So we want you to. Do you speak Twi? Which of the Ghanaian language do you speak? Hausa?
Kadang.
But do you speak Twi?
No, not
at all. Okay.
The only thing I can say is Medase.
Okay, so I want you to look into the camera and greet your families here, your families in Ghana, your friends and all that. We want you to greet them.
Okay. Hallo Mama, hallo Papa, hallo Malte, hallo Jonna, hallo Anna. Alle, die zu meiner Familie gehören, Maria. Schön, dass es euch gibt. Danke, dass ihr mich immer unterstützt. Salam alaikum to my Ghanaian family. Thank you for accepting me into your family and for letting me be with your son, brother. And hopefully we will see each other soon.
Yeah. So we thank you for having us here in your rooms, on your laptops, on your TVs, and everywhere that you can find yourself in the world. We want to say we are much grateful for the over 1,000 subscribers that we have gotten, our subscribers are still increasing, and I'm sure very soon we will even have over 2,000 subscribers. So we thank you. And as NO Show, as we always say, no matter where you find yourself, no matter the situation you are in, I want to tell you that you will do well. Just have a positive mentality and life will become better and better for you. Today we brought all the way from Dortmund, a beautiful city, Dortmund, and we had an interview with our sister and our friend, our mother, Frauke, and it's been such a wonderful time. So have a blessed day, and we thank you so much. Cheers.
Wherever you are in the world, wherever you are, I urge you to watch the NO Show. It is the only show that promotes authentic African businesses and showcase how Africans are doing well in the diaspora. So wherever you are, please subscribe to this channel, watch our videos, and forever follow us. NO Show, the only one that promotes authentic African businesses in the diaspora. Always watch us. Thank you for subscribing.